Kia ora and welcome back to Let's Play Session 3. Ko Neil Stewart, toko whānau.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Sarah May. Welcome to Group Session 3 of Let's Play. We will begin with our karakia.
Kia ora, te marino, kia whakapapa, punamo, te moana, he uarahi, mā tātou I te rangi nei. Aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou ia tātou katoa.
In today's session, we will be learning how to use your play skills that you have mastered by this point to help make everyday routines and activities easier and how to support engagement in learning. We will also talk about how to teach something new to your child, and another strategy we'll talk about is using personalised books.
So we're going to talk about learning in everyday routines to begin with, and learning actually takes place everywhere, and your child's taking part in everyday routines throughout the day. One of the things that we're going to briefly look at is getting dressed and what your child's actually learning when they're getting dressed. So if you look on page, what is it?
Page 20.
On page 20 in your book, there's a little chart to fill out. And we'll have a look at some of those things now. So think about getting dressed and what learning is taking place. So when we think about motor skills, what do we mean there, and what is the child learning, Sarah?
So with motor skills, you can have gross motor skills, which are your big movements. So when you're getting dressed, it could be moving your arms to put them in the t-shirt, or it could be balancing to put your pants on. Those are all gross motor skills. And then there are the fine motor skills. So that's actually the more intricate movements where you're using your pincer grip. Oh. And that could be with buttons or zips or tying shoelaces.
Or velcros, putting your velcros on.
So that's the motor skills that you are using or that your child is learning to use when they're getting dressed. Next we've got sequencing and planning.
Yeah, so just the order of the dressing and things like that. What to put on, is it wet outside, what should I wear if it's wet outside, is it hot outside, what sort of clothes am I going to wear in case of the weather. Those are all might be considerations under sequencing and planning. And as you go through, there's other things that we can think of, verbal concepts such as putting things on, taking things off, under, over. Those are examples of verbal concepts.
Yeah, and you can be reinforcing those with your child when you're getting them dressed. So always be talking about what you're doing, commenting on what you're doing, so that you can reinforce those verbal concepts.
One sock, two socks, those sorts of things.
Arms up, t-shirt on.
Yeah.
And next we have sensory sensations. Every child is different, so your child might have certain things that they are sensitive towards with different fabrics, or the tags on a t-shirt, or the seams on the socks. I know that my child really doesn't like tight things, but some kids love tight things, so every child is different with the sensory needs.
And imitation is obviously an area of learning for your child when we're getting dressed and things like that. So they're seeing you put on things and pulling up things and trying to copy you doing that as well.
And you can also model things for them. So say, arms up, and put your arms up so that they can imitate you.
Anyway, lots of learning taking place in getting dressed.
Yeah, you can see just how much learning can be taking place, or so much teaching that you can do just in the act of getting dressed every day.
An object of reference is an object that's used within the routine. So for example, if you're going to brush your child's teeth, you might hold the toothbrush up. If you're going out in the car, you might hold the keys up. These are all objects of reference. For example, if you're going to kindy, you might hold up your child's kindy bag and show them that. These are all good things to signal what's going to happen next. So for your child who's wondering what's happening during the day, these objects of reference can really help to reduce their anxiety. And just as we do starting the routine with an object of reference, we should also be supporting your child to understand that activity finishes as well. So finishing is a really important concept as well. It helps to break up the day into its various parts. One of the consistent ways that we can use finish is to just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish now, wherever something finishes. So they get used to hearing that phrase.
Finishing is a really important concept to be teaching our child at this age, because there's lots of things that naturally finish and begin all throughout the school day. So if we can get them used to this concept now, it's really going to help them when it comes to starting school. It also helps them regulate their emotions and helps them be okay with things finishing. Sometimes it's really hard for things to finish, for instance TV time and things like that. If we can get them used to this concept now, it's going to help them with regulating their emotions as well. We can model finished and all done during times of calm. So teaching 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finished, when things naturally finished, for instance when they're finished getting dressed, when they've finished their meal, and that's going to help them understand this concept during times of calm.
Talking about finished is finishing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finished. We're now going to look at how we can teach your child something new. There are lots of different ways, empowering ways of teaching your child something new. One of the things that we always sort of fall back on is telling our child. And sometimes telling our child may lead to dependence on being told. So there are different ways that we can get things done, and one of the first ways that we can think of is physical prompting, using what we call hand over hand. And that idea of hand over hand is really good for teaching physical skills. Physical skills such as brushing teeth,
feeding, using our utensils.
Anything where physical pencil, grip, things like that. That's a really good example of using physical prompting.
Then there's gestural prompting and modelling, so you can show your child by gesturing, as I talked about before, with arms up. So you do the action and then they would imitate you. It's a really powerful way to teach your child something.
Backward chaining is it sounds complicated, but it's actually not. It's a thing that we use naturally in everyday life. Backward chaining is the ability to think of a sequence of events, and then you do the first bits of the sequence and the child does the last bit. So for example, we'll see an example soon of that. Dressing is a really good example where you put your child's t-shirt on all the way, except for you leave the t-shirt around their head and then they pull the t-shirt down and you give them the praise for getting dressed, whereas that really they've only done the last bit, and we work backwards from there. So once they've done the last bit, then they do a bit more and a bit more and a bit more.
So we're setting them up for success, and when we celebrate those successes, it motivates them to want to do a little bit more each time. We've got some videos explaining these concepts, so we'll roll those now.
Good boy, yay, clever. Clever boy. Okay, come here. Jump up. Hands down. Hands off. Good boy. Good boy. Clever.
Mama.
Yeah, Mama. Oh. Good boy.
Baby.
Yeah. Good boy, yay.
Teddy? Oh, fishy. Koala, all right. Koala wants to pee. Pee, pee, pee. He sits on the potty and pees. Yeah. Koala. Koala's turn. Koala wants to poo. Poo, poo, poo. He sits on the potty and pees. Good job, Koala. Next. Is it fish? Yes? Is it fish's turn? Fishy wants to poo. Poo, poo, poo.
Change our nappy, change our nappy. First we take off our pants. Do, 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 do. Then we're gonna take off our nappy, take off our nappy, take off our nappy. Then we're gonna take off our nappy. Do, 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 do. Then we're going to wipe our bum, wipe our bum, wipe our bum. Then we're going to wipe our bum. Do, 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 do. Where did I put the nappy? Are we going to put on the clean one? Then we put on the clean nappy, clean nappy, clean nappy. Then we put on the clean nappy. Do, 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 do. Foot.
Outside play.
Then we can go outside and play. Good job.
We're now going to look at a routine planner. So, you know, we've talked about that your child has these routines that run through the day, and we're trying to make the most of them. So what learning can actually take place, and we're also thinking about how your child can better understand what's going on during the routine as well, just to make it easier for your child as well. So we've got the routine planner, and Sarah May, where are we going to go with this one?
So the routine planner is a really great tool that you'll find in your workbook that brings together all of the tools that we have talked about and all the strategies that we have talked about throughout all of our workshops. So it's a great place, a great reminder of everything that we have in our toolbox to use to support our children during their routines. There might be a certain routine that you're finding difficult at the moment. You can use the routine planner to fill it out, to think about all the different things you can do to support your child during that routine and to make that routine easier. So if you have a look on page 22 of your workbooks, there is a bath time story. We have filled out our routine planner and using this bath time story as an example. So you're going to see that on the screen now. Have a read of the bath time story and have a look at how we have filled out the routine planner, and then try to do a line yourself.
For the final part of our video today, we're going to talk about using personalised books. Personalised books are exactly what it says. It's a book that you make specifically for your child. It may be one that includes their special interests. So for example, if they're really interested in Dora characters, it may be that there's a book that you can make that's got Dora characters in it, or any other interest that your child may have.
It could be a lovely event that you did together. Maybe you went to the zoo and you took lots of photos of your child around the zoo. They would absolutely love looking at those photos, so you could use your personalised book for that.
Books also offer the opportunity to make things interactive with you. It's almost a ready-made social routine that you can have together. So when you're thinking about books, think about how you can make them interactive by including little activities that you do together during the book. Now we're going to see some video of that soon.
Yeah, we are now going to show you a few different examples of personalised books that some parents have made up for their children, and also a video about how to make reading interesting. Use your PMV skills to make reading a really fun experience for your child and really increase that engagement.
The other reason that we can use books is to warn our child about something that's going to happen in the future. And one of the videos that we're going to show you is parents talking about how they made a book about going to the dentist and how successful it was for them. Enjoy the videos.
Looking at me. Mommy, who do you see? I see Logan. Looking at me. Easy, who do you see? Opa, looking at me. Good job. Easy, what do you see? I see library books. I can look at you too.
And how do you use the book, Ben?
So part of it is I mean, for a start, it's the things that he's interested in, identifying those with the names on the outside and the pictures on the inside. He has his favourites, and he likes to show us that he can find them. I've been trying to use it to sort of prompt certain things. So there's a combination of things he's interested in, things that he plays with, and things that he might need. So, you know, when it's time to change his nappy, we'll be nappy and lift up the nappy flap, or if he needs a hug, then it's the hug and so forth. A book slide! That's right! Yeah, he seems to be really taking to it. He likes just exploring it. Where is it? Let it go! Okay, Alex, what about Weet-Bix? Weet-Bix, yeah!
Yeah, we got the album from the training from Neil and Sarah. Yeah, so straight away we got appointments come up, so that's why I think we're gonna utilize the album. So we got some photos, you know, was in line with the procedure with the dentist, so we had some idea and then put that in there. Mom did all the hard works, so then before we see the dentist almost every day, then we just tell Leroy what's gonna happen. Obviously, he can't concentrate to finish all the album, but little by little, he knows all the sayings. Then that day, we went to the daycare, the dentist. So what happened, Mom?
And then I show him this gonna happen. And he just sit there, and I say, look like this. And he's, and sit there.
And the previous time that you went to the dentist, what was that like?
The first appointment, he was screaming and running back forward in the dentist.
Yeah.
And that was the first time. The second time, he screaming loud, and everybody came out. See what happened. Yeah, so last two experience horrible. That's why I'm so worried when I make this dentist appointment. Until we got this idea.
If you don't cut your hair, you won't be able to see, buddy. If you do cut your hair will be shorter. We need to use the clippers. They make a little noise and feel a bit funny, but they don't hurt. While you're getting your hair cut, you can have chocolate. And the iPad. We're so proud of you, buddy.
Little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy ate cupcakes, and this little piggy had none. But this little piggy went wee, 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 wee. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. That little piggy ate an apple. And this little piggy had none. But this little piggy went wee, 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 all the way home. Wah, 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 wah.
Okay, hope you enjoyed those videos. So today we've learnt all about everyday routines, how we can use those routines to develop your child's capacities and strengths. Also, we've looked at how we plan those routines. We've also thought about how your child can learn something new by using different teaching methods as well. And of course, personalising books. We really encourage you to take up the opportunity to personalise a book for your child.
Our focus for Home Visit 3 is going to be videoing an everyday activity with you. It's filling out your routine planner with you and discussing your ideas for your homemade books. We'll also be talking about quality engagement and how you can make sure you're increasing the engagement with your child. We look forward to seeing you at your home visit.
So we'll just finish by saying our closing karakia.
Ko te manu kai I te miro, nona tēnā here. Ko te manu kai I te mātauranga, nona te ao. Ka kite anō, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Bye.